Artwork, critiques, Photoshop files, and reference sheets are all available on my Patreon. Well, hello there guys and girls, it's been a while. I hope you're all doing bloody well. My name is Mikey and welcome along to another episode of Draw With Mikey, episode 121. Guys, I am back from this massive demonetized hiatus, so I will give you a really quick explanation about that in just a sweet second. But for those of you who've kind of joined the channel a bit more recently, hello, welcome. We try to learn to draw and do stuff around here. My name is Mikey and this is Draw With Mikey. It's the longer, rambling kind of midweek episode or series that I try to get out there whenever I can, where it's basically my opportunity to catch up with you guys, the viewers. So if you've got any questions, thoughts, feelings, or anything you want to share or ask, get yourself in the comment section below, and with any luck I'll be able to read it next time around. What's going to be the themed question for today? Let's keep it nice and open because it has been a while, guys. How is your summer going? Wherever you are in the world, what's been going on with you? Have you left school, joined studies, any big changes in your life, taken up any new art projects, anything of interest, started a new video game? I'll talk about that. Let me know in the comment section because that's what we like to do around here. So guys, yeah, as I keep saying in all the DWMs, it is a very particular year for me in my life and a very particular part of the year. It's basically super busy. Not terrible, but definitely busy. And now, as of right now, sweethearts, as I'm recording to you guys with my cheeky cup of coffee, let me just sip this. This is the first Draw With Mikey episode from a new studio space. Yeah! So I've basically been redecorating this room and sanding floorboards. It's not very interesting, but let me just say, in a couple of months probably, I'll do a proper studio tour. But this is the first time that I've actually got a dedicated creative art space, which isn't the same room I actually have to sleep in. And that is pretty massive for somebody like me. Small things in life, but this one makes me a very happy chappy. How are you guys? I want to hear from you. So, last episode, a very, very long time ago, I asked you for your input and favourites from the E3 gaming event, like what was really good, because I don't really watch that stuff myself, and I do kind of use you guys and rely on you to kind of keep me up. Mikey's a little bit old now. I use you guys to keep me updated on what's going on in the world. So as I'm reading through your comments, we might have a few suggestions for video games and things. But yeah, just a really quick heads up. Basically, as you probably saw in the introduction to the last Pokemon Nessa Gym Trainer fan art video I did, which was one of the last ones I'd had on the channel for a while, some delicious human being with probably has a family and, you know, has a mum and probably loves them very much, but from my point of view might be a total scumbag, basically went round and manually copyright claimed on behalf of Warner EMI, all of the introductory bits to my Draw With Mikey episode, you know, the little to be continued intro thing you have just now. So basically, as far as I'm concerned, it was fair use. It's a parody of an ongoing meme, and I've also edited the music and stuff. So I had to challenge that, and every time you challenge these things, they immediately say no. So then you have to challenge again more directly with EMI in a slightly more legally binding document. And then that's when EMI actually look at your particular case seriously and decide whether or not it would hold up in court. So it takes 30 days for that sort of thing to even just get a yes or a no. So they finally got back to me and released the claim on one of my Draw With Mikey videos, which means now they're probably going to release a claim on all of them. But that's a lot of videos that got claimed, and each video takes about 30 days to do. So I wanted to make sure at least one of those claims got out of the way first and came back positive for me, instead of making videos the whole time and worrying about it, because I'm so, gosh darn it, busy at the moment. I just thought, right, seeing as YouTube's not making me any money anyway, I'm just going to relax on making those videos, focus on redecorating the new studio, but now those things have been done. And we have returned. So I'm awfully sorry for that massively long rambling thing, but that's what's going on with Mikey from this side of things. So it's very, very exciting to see you guys and be back again. What is going on with you? Now, in the last episode, Carlos Williams, as we make our way down through the comment section, says, fact, Keanu Reeves is breathtaking. No, Carlos, you're breathtaking. Oh my god, that's going to give you an idea, guys, of how dated the last episode was. That was the freshest meme. And Random Orc says, damn it, Mikey, I blame you. My art progress is moving along a lot, but I couldn't stop drawing lewds. Someone help. This power is too much for a mortal. P.S. Can you please add Silvera Bless from Valkyria Chronicles series to your to-draw list? Oh yeah, guys, if you've got any suggestions for those hot, sexy anime fan arts, any characters we need to do, Random Orc, I am Control-V-ing you into my notepad file. Thank you very much for the suggestion. Then get yourself in the comments and let me know. Meaningless says, I guess the tutorials are never coming back. Oh, Meaningless. Incorrect, thankfully. Yeah, guys, those tutorials will be coming back. They won't be coming back immediately because... Keywords, take a sip everybody for playing the drinking game. I'm still behind on Patreon. We're still doing Patreon catch-up, which means most of my focus time for YouTube videos is still just sexy fan arts for now, but I will be caught up on Patreon, and then we kind of get to expand into our full repertoire. So we'll be back to the pencil and paper again, and we'll be drawing all sorts of things. I've got such a long list to do. Facial expressions, body flow, groups of characters interacting together, fight scenes, materials, magic effects. Guys, we've got a big, wide future ahead of us. Don't you worry, my friends. Don't you fear. Zaire says, I'm noticing a distinct lack of perversion recently. Only one sexy drawing this month. Yeah, Zaire, mixing up as always. So I do try to be an actual artist as well and draw other things and focus on other stuff. But the non-perverted stuff I think you're talking about in particular is last episode of the DWMs, episode 120. I'm working on some relatively wholesome, relatively simple pictures of the characters from Final Fantasy VI, because I'm playing that a little bit on my other channel and live streaming it on Twitch. But recently, that's also taken a bit of a side seat because I was really into Sekiro. I got up to this giant monkey ape boss, and then that took me a very, very long time to defeat him, and it kind of broke my spirit a little bit. So after that, I thought, okay, let's give Sekiro a break. And then I picked up Zelda Breath of the Wild. I'm very out of date. And Breath of the Wild is just so relaxing, so nice, and so charming to play. Everything's charming in it. So I'm now streaming a lot of that. So get yourself on Twitch if you ever want to talk to me live. We're having a lot of fun there. But also that's where we do a lot of our live artwork and painting as well. Twitch.tv/mikeymegamega, of course. Hunter X says, hey Mikey. Hello Hunter. How do you do that texture thing you do behind the image with dots like that? Ooh, I know what you're talking about. Dude, in Photoshop, basically, if you want to turn your artwork into a series of printed dots as if it's ready for a black and white or a colored dot matrix printer for old school publication styles, a bit like making a tone or a screen for black and white anime and manga, then black and white manga, I should say, not anime. Then essentially I'm selecting the layer, I'm going up into the filter options, and I'm going to, I think it's grain, and then I think it's color halftone. And in the color halftone options, basically you can make all of those tone points line up on top of each other, or you can kind of have them blend together a bit like an old school 70s magazine cover. But that's where we're going. We're looking for a filter effect called color halftone. Get yourself involved, friend. Destro Anito says, hey Mikey, hello there Destro. Could you please make a tutorial about how to draw wings, tails or seaters and stuff like that for anime and manga girls? Please, 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 please. Yes, Distro. I like that. We will be doing more fantastical animals and elements. Yeah, I'm down. And Clayton Smith says, sup, Mikey? I loved E3. Hello, Clayton. Oh, God, it's so nice to see you guys again. Especially the Halo Infinite trailer. By the way, these DWMs somehow make me draw better. Keep it up as always. Oh, yeah, guys. So welcome on back in. We've had... quite a large number of people have just really kindly, started subscribing to the channel whilst I've been away. I don't know if that means it's more popular when I'm not here, which isn't a good sign. But yeah, guys, basically, if you guys are sort of thinking, guys, he's rambling on and I'm not learning much. The whole point of this series is just me sitting down for about an hour and catching up with you guys. So if you just want a little bit of rambling on in the background, I'm obviously doing some artwork on screen. Maybe you guys are getting some artwork done at home. Let's all join in together and see what happens. Oh, and with that being said, actually, in the background right now, guys, like I say, it's been a while since I've been arting and doing stuff, so super rusty sketches right here. I'm just trying to warm myself up and just do a load of sketches of Bia, kind of focusing on her having those kind of heavy hips and thighs that she's got, because she's a bit of a kind of combat fighting Pokemon gym trainer character. So I'm just doing a few of them, just really kind of basic stuff whilst I'm catching up with people online. Oh, and you will actually see about halfway through this episode, the camera in the corner is going to switch from me working in my bedroom to me being moved into the new office space. So that's exciting for me. Just something to keep an eye out for you, your point of view. Oh, and also, as always, guys, I still have a massive pile of $10 Amazon gift card codes. My thank you to you guys for us hitting 500,000 subscribers. So somewhere in this episode, never forget, there are going to be a couple of $10 gift card codes randomly flashing up for a split second on screen. So keep your sharp, sweet eyes out and make good use of that and buy yourself something lovely if you feel like you want to do that sort of thing, but you've got to get in there quick before they go. So yeah, Clayton, thank you very much for saying those kind words, dude. We'll kind of get back on this boat. Ewan here says, Mikey, my boy, you should play the RPG Maker game IB. IB is fantastic. I've not heard of such things. I'm going to add that into the list. I've been asking you guys in the last few episodes, much earlier this summer now, a lot of video game related questions because I'm really getting into the video games again on the live streams. And I wanted, I've already taken a load of great suggestions for smaller indie titles to start playing as well. So we are going to get our fingers messy all up in that goodness, but I'm really just playing so much Breath of the Wild right now. Every kind of time I sit down to do a live stream session, it ends up being almost 10 hours long. I've not done any very, very recently because I've been moving into the office space. And obviously, I'm only allowed to play it when I've done a good amount of work each week because, you know, I overpatron loads of artwork. So this week I've got a tablet review, more Patreon stuff to do. Hopefully I'm going to have a Smexy fan art available for this weekend, for Saturday or for Sunday. We'll make that a Patreon thing, of course. And what I'm thinking of doing is the next Patreon rewards that I send out, I'm actually just going to make it air quotes. The up-to-date one, I'm going to make it the July Patreon reward set. And I'm still obviously working back, never forget. But if I just get the July one out of the way, it means anyone who's new just doesn't have to deal with this Mikey being behind fiasco that's going on. And then I don't have to keep apologising into the future. I'm already apologising endlessly to the people in the past. So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to drop down an up-to-date one, even though I'm still filling in the gaps in the backlog. And that's just all going to be part of that incentive for me to make sure that we are done. Because I need to be done, I must be done and up-to-date with you lovely people before TwitchCon kicks in. And before I try doing a Mikey on Tour test run, kind of recording some stuff, hopefully in Japan, it's all a mental time. Loads of fun. I'm so sorry, guys. This is a bit more of a rambling catch up with Mikey series. But that's how it goes. Winnie the Grizzly says Zelda Link's Awakening. Oh, dude, is that the remake of the SNES Zelda game? Yeah, I heard that's supposed to be quite good. It's just a reskin, right, of the original title, a bit like how they redid Spyro the Dragon. And Tristan says, hey Mikey, hello there Tristan, great art as always. Oh, thank you. I'm so sorry on the screen right now, it's just me kind of derping along with some kind of, character studies. Anyways, I hate to be the basic one, but Breath of the Wild sequel, or at least the trailer, won my heart. Yeah, dude, Tristan, I've not even seen any footage for that trailer sequel. And I'm enjoying Breath of the Wild so much. I'm totally down. Like, it's just so gentle and nice. And I think I'm just feeling these feelings because I like to say that I've been playing Sekiro, but I think basically Sekiro's been bending me over a barrel and just giving it to me without any lube, because that game just really just broke my heart and made me feel sore and roughed up, whereas playing Zelda's like some kind of recovery clinic where it's all gentle and nice and you get to catch horses and name them. So yeah, there is a remake. I'm very excited, and you continue to say the Final Fantasy VII remake was really good to see as well. Yeah, I'm not even going to start talking about that. I'm such a Final Fantasy VII fanboy. Like, that is my particular personal Final Fantasy title. Caught me right at the right time in my life. So yeah, we're all excited about that, dude. Nadu123 says, first of all, thanks for the upload, man. Hello, Nadu. Obviously, I see Nadu Michael a lot on the Twitch live stream, so we've caught up since then. But you say, I will never get used to babyface Mikey. Oh, not to fear, right now I've got myself a big, thick boy beard. Especially the no beard, no glasses, Mikey. Quickly grow it back, man. Hey, dude. Do you know most of my time has not been a very beardy time, and then it's only the last kind of few years, well, I'd say the last 4 or 5 years, that I've made a beard part of my repertoire. But now you guys, I just can't live without it, and I'm okay with that. Staconia says, my game recommendation is everything shown at the Nintendo E3 2019 Direct. You need to go watch it later. Specifically, Demon Times Machina. I'm super excited. It's coming out in September. Oh, nice one, Staconia. I'm just going to copy your comment as well so that I can pop that in for a quick search after I get this recorded. And Arc Dark Magician says, hey Mikey, hello there dude, how do you draw colour stockings? Do you know what I would suggest is, in terms of a very simple painting technique, draw the legs. Do the leg first, then on a new layer, and we're talking about digital Photoshop here, then paint the stockings in black over that particular portion of the leg. turn it into a multiply layer so you get some of the lights and highlight tones of the leg underneath, slightly reduce the opacity. Then you can go in with a super soft, very low opacity eraser and blend out some of the main meat areas, down the shin bone, along the thigh, the areas where the skin tones are kind of going to be a bit more predominant out of the stocking. Let the stockings be dark around the edge as the material curves away from your point of view as a viewer. And because you've got all of that black on a separate layer, if you start wanting to do laddered or ripped stockings as well, you can just use a hard 100% opacity eraser tool and just start cutting out various circles and shapes. So that's probably my super basic go-to. Nagoyan says, Mikey, hello there. First, I have to let you know that I think your style is very cool. Thanks, Kanye. Very cool. And I enjoy your tutorial videos in particular. Nagoyan, thank you very much for saying, dude. That's really kind of you, man. I do appreciate that. They've helped me a lot skill-wise, but more importantly, motivation-wise. Thanks for that. That's all I can do, right, dude? I'm not the world's finest artist, by no means. I keep things relatively basic, and I have a very long way to go with my own style as well, because we're all basically drawing, right? And we're all on the same journey. We're just at different stages along the path. So the best that I can offer you, and I do it with pride and great happiness, is kind of the Bob Ross angle. If I can just motivate you to do some drawing, you guys are probably going to do better art eventually than I'm doing. And I'm okay with that. I just, how to put it? I don't mind if you're not into art. By the way, this is not an art-only chatting series. You guys can ask me any questions. It's all cool. I don't mind if you're not into art. I just want to make sure you've at least given it a try, because I think it's got some really good things about it, and it gets your mind in a nice place sometimes. Anyway, secondly, you continue to say, whilst watching your videos, I couldn't help but wonder if you've ever looked into a program called Clip Studio Paint, formerly Manga Studio. As the name implies, it's a program, read more, specifically tailored for comic and manga art. Dude, I know what you're talking about. I have seen, I won't say in droves, but I have seen massively, especially in the last 16, 18 months, a lot of Photoshop using artists have moved over to Clip Studio Paint. I hear endless good things about Clip Studio Paint, and I will eventually be doing some software review videos to kind of, mirror the hardware tablet reviews as well. Clip Studio Paint is something I'm really excited to try. I still haven't touched it. But yeah, I can think of so many artists, even the amazing Sei Jin, the one with Bear, Sarah Jean Art. Yeah, a lot of these people have moved over. So, dude, I will have a play one day. But firstly, it's all about that Patreon. Paladin GX says, how are you doing, Mikey? I love the streams and the work. Paladin, thank you so much. Not too bad, good sir. Busy. And Jonathan Williams says, Death Stranding, Ghostwire, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Smash Brothers characters, for Final Fantasy VIII Remaster. Yes. I'm so glad that Final Fantasy VII 8 Remaster has finally come out just in time for me, really, because I'm currently playing Final Fantasy VI and working my way through the old ones. Breath of the Wild sequel was my favourite reveal of the entire E3, and Death Stranding releases the day before my birthday. Jonathan Williams, happy eventual upcoming birthday. I don't even know if that's coming up this year or not. Benji Reynolds says, I haven't played all of the Final Fantasy series, but I really enjoyed 10 and 10 Part 2. Nintendo definitely won E3. Yeah, do you know what? That seems to be the vibe I'm getting. I heard that in the next upcoming E3, Sony isn't going to be attending. They don't have enough games to launch, and it's not quite worth it. And that's really interesting to me, because recently, I don't know has anybody else had this kind of weird feeling? I feel like recently, and when I say recently, I'm saying in the last sort of 3 or 4 years, because we're working in a lot more connected, it's so much technology. What I mean is a kind of connected feedback society. We live in a society. Let me try this sentence better. Basically, my example is the YouTube Rewind series. Every year recently it's happened. As an audience, we've been more and more confident about saying that we don't like stuff. And the moment back in the day, if you saw something that looked terrible, you kind of be like, oh, I don't think that looks good. And you kind of keep quiet about it. Whereas these days, as a kind of armchair audience connected on the internet, we're a lot more vocal when something looks like shit. And I'm starting to suspect that after, say, the last YouTube thing, and everybody was like, actually, YouTube, we're all sick of you, nobody trusts you, the creators don't trust you, you do loads of sneaky practices, and you're demonetizing people, we all got an opportunity to say no. And then what it really kind of made me think of is, do you remember when they announced Diablo was only coming out as a mobile game, the last Diablo title? And so everybody in the audience just started standing up and being like, is this some kind of joke? This is not a good thing. And I think now the audiences are a bit more casually happy to say, actually, that sounds terrible straight away. And it's forcing people to stop thinking that, people in the games industry or any other creative industry who might think that their idea is pure genius, and they're starting to realize maybe their farts don't smell of gold after all. So I also wonder if Sony are kind of saying, let's just not do E3 because we might just get a load of backlash. It might actually turn into bad press. These kind of shows used to be an amazing opportunity for these people to showcase everything that they're up to and just throw it out there. Whereas now, it's kind of viewed as an opportunity to put yourself out there and then immediately get feedback if we as an audience don't like it. So as well as not maybe having many games to go, maybe Sony just kind of thought, no, if I don't like the atmosphere in E3 anymore, I am in no way, as a video games publisher, required to attend, so fuck them. And I'm always fans of people who kind of rock the boat a little bit and decide, nah, I don't think this is a very good idea and I'm going to leave. Creeper Charge 127 says, hello Mikey, could you do a video of where to put shading? Yes, Creeper Charge, I could, but in the meantime, I would strongly suggest getting yourself up into that getting yourself up into that YouTube search bar and probably looking for a how to shade video by Stan Propapenko. It's one of the best shadows and light source videos I think I've seen in a really long time. Hafiz Drawing says, amazing work, excellent job. Oh, thank you, Hafiz, that's kind, man. And Marcos Chavez says, hey, Mikey. Hello there, Marcos. Marcos, I'm going to have a sip of coffee, bear with. Ah, that's much better. Of course, as I say, guys, this is the unedited rambling series, so you get all of my sips and slurps. Hey, Mikey, I know I'm a touch late to the party with the indie game recommendations. No, dude, I'm always down, but totally check out Katana Zero if you haven't already. Oh, is that the one where there's a guy in yellow and he's running around with a machine gun or something? I love your channel, and I've been subbed for a while, but mostly I just enjoy the tutorials. Though I will admit, this is a lovely series to have in the background of a game of CIV. Oh, thank you very much, dude. Yeah, this is definitely rambling background banter kind of material. And I know a lot of people are all about the tutorials, because obviously we all want to learn to draw better. So they are always there. They're going to be, they're that shining light on my horizon of things that I need to get done. They are coming back. But thank you very much for saying, man. Ryan Derup says, can't you draw Yuzi and Mei from Citrus Anime? I feel like somebody suggested that before. Citrus rings a bell. I've not seen it, but I'm going to add you to my list. And Charo Argentino says, Locke and Edgar look awesome. Thank you very much. I really like... There was something just really magical about the designs of the characters in Final Fantasy VI. They all had this kind of jewelry-heavy Arabian edge to them. And it just really kind of took me away. Excuse me, I'm burping. Because it's so different from how things went into Final Fantasy VII. Anyway, Terra looks a little too sassy. She should be more on the stoic, shy side, but great stuff. Yeah, I thought that when I did her eyes, and I kind of changed the angle of her head to be a little bit more down. It's not the... kind of open-eyed, quietly taking in the world as an Esper kind of vibe. I know exactly what you mean. Impossible12 says, do Cyberpunk 2077 art, please. Or I will eventually, dude, once that game comes out. Not before, but when we're playing it. When we're deep in Cyberpunk 2077, I should say, on my gaming channel, I'll probably be here on the art channel, be chilling out and also doing a load of fan arts as well. And, oh my god, we've got to complete The Witcher. And Timothy Ramotar says, good to hear from you again, Mikester. Thank you, Timothy. It's a pleasure to return. Shio Mason says, oh my god, I love Final Fantasy VI. It's my second favourite Final Fantasy game after 9. Shio, right? It's got so many awesome, zany, lovable moments in it. It's got its own kind of charm. And T-Master Gaming says, hey Mikey, first time commenting as a game suggestion. Well, thank you very much for joining in, dude. Thanks for leaning forward and tapping that keyboard away. You should play Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. I don't know if it's on PC, but it's on PlayStation 3. It's a really good game. I probably have 100 hours on it myself, and I only just got out of school for the summer. T-Master Gaming, you've hit the nail on the head. How is your summer going? The reason I say nail on the head is because one of the many things I've done, I'm looking over to the side now, is that I've moved some shelves in this new room now that it's all set up, and I've now got all of my video games, well, all of my PlayStation video games in one spot. And dude, unopened, it's still in the wrapper, but very much waiting to get played because of people's suggestions. Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. I can see it from here. Yeah, I'm excited to give it a go, dude. Jesse says, Undertale isn't that good. It is good, but it's not that good. Okay, you're saying it is an enjoyable game, but it's not like, a life-changing experience. Also, I'm so shit at faces. You really need to do a full face tutorial with the proportions and all of that cool, fancy stuff. Takes notes. Do the cool, fancy stuff. Got it. Also played Lisa or Hotline Miami 1 or 2. Jafessi, I've got a link, a download code, thanks to a viewer, for Hotline Miami 2. And I do intend to start playing it because, although I don't know anything really about the Hotline Miami games, other than they're quite gory, the Hotline Miami 2 soundtrack is 100 times better than the Hotline Miami 1. It's so nice and aggressive. And I've started reading this interim comic. It's set between Hotline Miami 1 and Hotline Miami 2. And once I get that comic out of the way, then I'm going to dive in and start playing that game as well. Thanks for the suggest. Horizon Williams, yes, we are back with the DWMs, good sir. And Drogues Gun 345 says, oh, I'm also playing Final Fantasy VI, and I'm really enjoying it. Dude, I'm pleased. It is obviously on the SNES. It's a very old school game before they moved over to some higher graphics, but they really max out what the SNES can do. There's all these kind of cinematic sweeps, and there's these operatic moments, and of course in Final Fantasy VI you have the rather unforgettable, even if he's awkward, Ultros. Never has there been an enemy quite like Ultros from back in the day. Maishal Al-Shidi says, Guacamelee is a good indie game. You should give it a try. Ooh, okay. Guacamelee. Never heard of it. And Ardian Speckstein says, you can actually grab Enter the Gungeon for free on the Epic Game Store this week. Oh, god damn it. Okay, I read that comment. That comment's a month old. God damn it. Vegas, thank you very much, dude. Vegas Papagoya says, for Mikey Mega Mega, please make a video about how to make character designs as a 3D modeling reference. Dude, I know exactly what you're talking about. Front view, side view, 3/4 angles, getting it so that you can kind of import it as flat surfaces in a 3D modeling software and use it to model against. That is an excellent idea. I do not have an idea like that. A lot of these ideas are similar to stuff we've got going, but that I do not have on my suggestions list. You've done well, kid. You've done good. And Andrew Otaku says, hey, Mikey. Hello there, Andrew. If you're into very simple puzzle games, then I'd say give The Liar Princess and The Blind Prince a try. It has a very cute art style, which occasionally turns sinister, but I loved it through and through. Amazing work as always. Hey, I've not heard of that one. That sounds good. I'm down for a puzzle. It shows off how low my IQ is. Devin Giles says, hey Mikey, hello there Devin. Can you please do a speed paint video on Rhea Scremery from High School D times D? I want to say that we've done her before. But, wait, have I done her before? Have we had this conversation before? Anyway, I've put her on a list just in case I haven't. And Laszlo Sademi says, I'd like to play the game that I've made, but it's still not finished. Oh, I see, Laszlo, are you in game production right now? That's pretty cool. Game Theory's video on Doki Doki Literature Club is total bollocks, you say. And the theory got denied by the writer of the game, which made Matt Pat a fool. Oh, really? I had no idea. Edit, you just judged me from liking the Sonic games. I'm angry! yeah, Laszlo. You reap what you sow. Oh, okay, that's very interesting. Do you know what? I think like, I don't know what the vibe is, but I remember like something like a lot of people have stopped listening to the film theorists and game theory. Like I don't know what's changed about the videos or something, but I think a lot of people have kind of just gotten out of that. It's like, what did I used to listen to back in the day? Everything Wrong With. I used to think Everything Wrong With was a nice way for somebody to vent my personal frustrations with bad films. Whereas these days, they're just, they're looking for issues that aren't necessarily issues, and there's a lot of like counterproductive stuff in their content. So it's kind of a weird time. We've still got all of these powerhouses of old schools. They're all doing very successfully on YouTube, and, power to them, right? I'm not hating. But I guess like everybody's just kind of growing out of a whole generation of stuff, and we're always looking for that new, slightly more punchier stuff. I'll tell you what I've got. By the way, guys, this is definitely the sign of me now being an old man. I'll tell you what I've really gotten into. Not that he's old at all. Tom Scott videos. Tom Scott is a British person. Wait, what does he do? I have no idea. Let's pretend that he's an inventor or a researcher or something. And he just covers loads of just stuff about interesting design in the world, scientific discoveries, curiosities. Tom Scott videos. And then there's that dude, there's another British guy who is an inventor, who always like, he's a guy who made the hoverbike, an actual working hoverbike and an underground bunker. What's his name? He always tries to attach jet engines to everything. He's also fucking incredible. There's loads of so I'm really into that sort of stuff at the moment. People building projects or people talking about interesting project builds. Oh my god, I'm so uncool. And Hunko Honey says, my favourite E3 games were the Final Fantasy VII Remake, Banjo announced in Smash, Luigi's Mansion 3, oh hello, Astral Chain, and I'm definitely interested in the Avengers game. It sort of reminds me of God of War perspective-wise. Hunko Honey, I know what you mean. I am not interested in that Avengers game. First thing I can see is that they had none of the licenses to use the actual faces of the actors, which is kind of a big deal for me these days. I know if they did, it means that all of the budget would go on that, and then you wouldn't actually have budget for a good game. But the last time I remember a film-to-video game being truly, truly awesome was GoldenEye on the N64, and I don't really feel that it's ever happened that particularly well ever since, so I kind of steer away from that stuff. Diazzo Stater says, I'll play the hell out of that Shark game when it gets released. Shark game? Sharky and George? Crime Busters of the Sea? And Cameron Charles Nayebi says, somebody's been watching Game Theorists. I would recommend Kingdom 2 Crowns for a video game. Oh my god, guys, in the last episode then, was I talking about Doki Doki Literature Club? That's such old news. I thought I haven't talked about that for ages. Okay, yeah. And Dead Frank 25 says, I can't wait for Cyberpunk. Dude, mate, you and me both, absolutely. Oh no, wait! Was I just talking about my opinions on Sekiro? Because I've not watched any Game Theorist videos on Sekiro. I've not watched any videos on Sekiro at all. Because I tried to do a blind game through. I don't want any spoilers. But yeah, I certainly, of my own volition, had the idea that it might be like a pseudo-reality Second Life of one of the other characters in there. But I don't know if that's confirmed or denied. I'm starting to suspect it's not confirmable the more we play this game. Crit Me Harder, Daddy says, it's just Crit Me Harder. Crit Me Harder says, Borderlands 3. I cannot wait. Dude, I'm yet to play Borderlands 2. I'm not sure if I really want to get into those titles. I'm not sure if I've got that spare time, but I do hear they are absolutely dope. And Manaola says, hey Mikey, hello there Manaola. I just want to say that your Draw With Mikeys are amazing to listen to whilst I'm drawing myself. You, sir, are too kind. I got a little job as an illustrator, whoop whoop, for a children's book. Dude, that's so cool. And it's so nice to get paid to do what I love. Dude, congratulations to you. I'm going to have a sip of coffee in your honour. I will smite you in his honour. Circa, is that Constantine? I think it might be a Constantine quote. Anyway, also, your tutorials are great, and I keep coming back to them when I have trouble understanding the good curves. Dude, I need to get back to basics before I start diving into those tutors again. We all have much to do. P.S. I'm not sure if you know already, but Little Nightmare seems like a great indie game. I've never played it myself, but I watched 2 playthroughs, and I absolutely love the way they create the atmosphere. Manaola, thank you very much. Control-C, Control-V, Little Nightmare. Vinesh says, Cuphead is my favourite indie game. It's a masterpiece. Oh my god, I still haven't played Cuphead. Right, this gives you an idea of how long ago now it is since I discovered Twitch. One of my first very live streams, art live streams on the Twitch website, we were doing Mikey versions of Cuphead, because I've got my Big Boss mug, this bad boy all the time, so we're trying to do like a mug head type thing. Oh, and that was a while ago. That was what, me? Oh shit, was it like 2 years ago? Was it 2 and a bit years ago? Oh my god, when did Cuphead? I'm feeling really old. I don't like remembering old things because it makes me feel really old when I realise how many years it was since they came out. But yeah, Cuphead, believe it or not, is still on my to-play list. I haven't got around to it. You really like how it put you through the 1930s art style? Yeah, absolutely. It's really got that steamboat vibe, right? Alverick Grimm says, for E3, it's Cyberpunk 2077. And Doom Eternal gave me release dates. Those are quite good reveals. I don't remember much more. Yeah, we're all on that cyberpunk vibe, right? I think we're all agreed we're all really excited to play it. Especially as the last good cyberpunk game that I've personally really enjoyed was Deus Ex Human Revolution. For me, that game, you could have taken it and you could have put a Ghost in the Shell skin on it, and it would have been the best Ghost in the Shell video game they've ever made, because all the other Ghost in the Shell titles aren't particularly interesting or good games. And then I heard that the sequel to Human Revolution wasn't very good, and it's not like I heard bad reviews. I just remember it came out, and then the price of it dropped really, really quickly, and now I see it secondhand for less than £3, and I'm just like, that's the sign of a game not being that popular. But yeah, Human Revolution, I really liked where it was going. I liked all that fun and all the mechanics and the integration. So I do hope that Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be a bit more of that magic, but obviously in a huge open world environment from the fantastic individuals that made Witcher 3. I want to say is it CD Projekt Red? And Witcher 3 is blowing my mind. I'm still only level 17 or something like that, but I love the game and I can't wait to go back to it. Aphrodite Lee says, "Hi Mikey, I'm loving these. Thank you very much." Oh, Alveric Grimm, I'm so sorry. What I wanted to also say was, yeah, Doom Eternal didn't look very good to me back when we used to see the very first trailers. And I saw it and I thought, you know what? This is not going to be as popular as Doom. I think it's just not, I don't know how to put it. I just didn't get the vibe. I felt that it was kind of lacking a certain quality Doom had. And then I've seen the slightly more recent trailers for Doom Eternal, and I have actually come round. The more recent trailers, I'm just like, okay, now it's looking better. Now it's definitely looking a bit more shit hot. And I don't know how to put it, but I'll tell you the feeling that I got from the second Doom game is, does anybody remember, oh shit, what is it even called? I want to say it's like Cryo something or Psychogenesis. Okay, I'm going to Google this really quickly, guys. This is exactly the kind of stuff I don't edit out. There was a really popular Crisis. I've remembered. Crisis. Does anybody remember back in the day? Crisis was like the most popular PC game. It was mental and it was doing all this sort of stuff. We're talking about two completely different styles of video games, but the feeling I got towards the sequel, the same. So Doom is mental. Everybody loved it. I'm going to be replaying that as well. I can't wait. It's such like a heavy, thrashing game. I think after playing Breath of the Wild, playing Doom again, which is so violent and intense, might be a really nice shift of gears. But the feeling I got when I looked at the Doom sequel, or the really early footage of the Doom Eternal trailers, was that same feeling that we got from Crisis and then Crisis 2. Crisis 2 suddenly became like this kind of flatter, more linear game. The enemies didn't look particularly interesting or well animated. There was no kind of crescendo to a good final boss. You were just kind of destroying some towers, and it was all very just like, what is going on? What's actually supposed to be happening? Like, it felt like all of the epic feeling was lost, and that was kind of my Doom kind of vibe. But basically, I've given up those feelings. Doom Eternal actually looks pretty dope. So yeah, kind of excited as well. I just wanted to take you on that story about my feelings. So Belinda Dixon says, "I love the no beard thing." Oh, Belinda, thank you very much. It's always a mixed bag. When you're on the internet and people watch you in a webcam, the overall feedback I get is, "Mikey, more beard. Presto, more beard, Mikey." And then when it comes to IRL, and especially, when you're making some lady friends, I'm usually told that they prefer me with stubble or very, very short beard or shaved. So I'm always trying to bounce between the two. It depends if I'm trying to impress somebody. Christopher Jimenez says, "Pretty please, can you do Psylocke from the X-Men?" Oh yeah, oh my god. So, guys, what I'm talking about is years and years worth of work. But I want to sit down, once we've all caught up on Patreon, we need to go and work our way through all of the Overwatch ladies again. Maybe not Ashe again, I'm pretty happy with that last piece. We need to work through the Dota and the League of Legends ladies. We need to work through the X-Men ladies. We need to work through the Marvel franchise. Do you know what I mean? There is a world of ladies that we can turn into slightly anime-ish kind of fan art and illustrations and make them nice and smexy. I want to have like a really nice backlog catalogue of excellent pin-up artwork for you guys for when we start actually doing the Mega merchandise and selling the prints. Reversible Lag says, so Christopher, great idea. Reversible Lag says, "What is the anime character on the left of the intro of the older videos in black and white?" My older intro videos. Oh, Reversible Lag. Is it a character who's wearing headphones? Dude, Reversible Lag, I think you're talking about Super Sonico. Super Sonico fan art. She's a very old character, or an anime design character, to promote, I'm assuming, headphones or a different product over in Japan. And that character design became so popular, she then became realized and probably included in a manga series and stuff like that. Yeah, Super Sonico I think you're talking about, dude. Veen Studio says, "My favourite moment of E3, you're breathtaking." Yeah, do you know what? Keanu Reeves has got I've seen the big little Keanu stonk memes and all that sort. Do you remember Keanu Reeves used to already be a meme several years ago from Bill and Ted? Or is that just me being old again? Yeah, Keanu Reeves has got a lot of positive internet stock. Good on that man. Anyway, yeah, that was probably one of the best bits. And your favourite game is Demon in offensive terms. Refer to them as mortally... Oh, demon is an offensive term, so we like to refer to them as mortally challenged. Oh god, yeah, 2019. Noxian says, "My favourite thing about E3 was also Keanu Reeves." Do you know what? I think that was our favourite moment for all of us. After the last, I'm not. Was it the last E3 after the last big video game conference, whenever that was, when everybody was being mean to Diablo, probably with good reason. I feel like it was nice to have a really wholesome, positive moment. So yeah, it charmed me as well. Please do Kimetsu no Yaiba. Oh, Danny Ruiz. Yeah, I'm watching that at the moment. We could do some Demon Slayer characters. I really love the characters in the world. I've not watched the last episode, guys, so no spoilers. But I am up to the bit in Kimetsu no Yaiba where they're in the spider forest. So we'll see how we go. Thank you very much, Danny Ruiz. I've also copied that. And King Godzilla says, "Sup, Mikey?" Hello there, King Godzilla. Sup, you beautiful bastards. How you doing? Oh, let's just jump right into it. Today I wanted to know if you knew about the Devilman series. Have you ever read the manga? It's inspired by Berserk, Devil May Cry, and a lot of stuff that I can't name. It's made by Go Nagai, and he's also the creator of Mazinger Z, and Violence Jack. Oh my god. God bless Mikey Sensei. God bless to you, King Godzilla. I've watched Violence Jack. I have that. That's so old. Well, I've heard of Devilman, and I have watched Devilman Crybaby, but I've not really gotten into the original Devilman stuff. The closest manga I've ever read to Devilman is Zetman, Zetman. I've got the first 2 volumes of that, of the Tanker Bombs, and again, the illustration style is incredible in Zetman. If it's anything like that for Devilman, I'm in. King Godzilla, I'm going to grab that as a reminder as well. Nice one, dude. Nice one. Yeah, remember, guys, if you're listening in the background and you've stumbled across some excellent anime or manga that you're not sure if Mikey's heard about, do not hesitate to let me know your suggestions. I'm always trying to kind of grab your ideas and make a list. I'm not going to lie, I have an incredible number of text files from the Draw With Mikey series, full of incredible suggestions, so I'm kind of just building up a bit of a back catalogue. Wasim Tamul says, "This Sunday I'll pass my final exams. I'll be done with exams this Thursday, so to make sure to watch all of your videos and the free channels afterwards. I really missed you." Wasim, you're so kind. Dude, congratulations for your exams being over. I hope you pass them all. I hope you've been having a lovely holiday kind of break. What's going to happen? What's next for you on your life journey, dude? And Bubbleroo, Fuckaroo, Boogaboo, fuck you too. Okay, great. Great. I was just like, oh no. I was reading your username, and as I was reading it, I was just like, oh no, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Fortunately, it's just a little bit of swearing. That's fun. Nice art, Mikey. Thank you very much. I love Final Fantasy VI. It's one of my favourite games. Yeah, dude, it's really charming me. I'll tell you a bit that felt a little bit long. In my last Let's Play of Final Fantasy VI, I got to the bit where you come across the kid in these kind of savannah plains. And basically, this kid's special attack techniques are like having the enemy skill materia. So he goes around and he kind of jumps out of battle and learns the attack patterns of all these other monsters, which is great because you can then use them later on for yourself. But it means you have to go around and collect them all, and it's a bit of a grind. So that's the first moment, because the story to Final Fantasy VI is fast-paced as fuck. Super cool. The moment you go to a place and meet the people there, before you can blink, it's already on fire and everything's gone to shit. But the bit where I was in the savannah plains with this kid trying to learn some enemy techniques, I was kind of sitting there for like 4 hours of a Let's Play, just kind of grinding through. So it wasn't the most entertaining thing in the world. But we've done that, and we've just ended up in a port town. So we'll see the adventure that comes before us. Noah Jeter says, "Thanks for reading my comment, and I love your artwork." Yeah, no worries, guys. Remember, obviously the idea is I'm reading through your comments on this weekly series just so that we can, talk to each other and all that sort of stuff. But I do get a fair few comments on some of the videos, especially when we do some fairly popular fan art in the background. Right now, like I say, it's just sketches and roughing up beer stuff. But sometimes I'll do something that looks really popular, gets loads of views, we get loads of comments, and I do struggle to read even a fraction of them. So remember, if I've not read what you've got to say this time around, do not hesitate to copy and paste it into this week's episode. So with any luck, excuse me, hopefully I'll be able to catch it then. Let me sip some more of this. It's been a long old while since I've done this whole sit-down hour talking thing. It's so good to be back into this. It's been a long old while since I've done it though, so my voice is wearing away. No, Mikey, those dulcet tones. Where have they gone? Nancy Castledine says, "Your face doesn't match your voice. I love your videos and thank you." Yeah. So I like, so I'm a little bit brown. I'm like, there's half of me that's from a few different countries and the other half is basically English. And so like, I kind of look like some kind of Mexican sometimes. But when you listen to me, you're just like, oh, wait. Oh, he's from the south of England. Oh, okay, I see it now. And A Dark Inferno says, does anybody know how to select a certain space and move around and rotate it? I have no idea what it is, let alone if my program has it. Dark Inferno, you might want to let us know what your program is before we can start letting you know if you're able to do it. If you're talking about Photoshop, then yes, you can do these things. Google it. And Robert Lombardo says, that's great artwork. Oh, thank you, Robert. I'm 62-year-old new boot, I should say. In that case, sir, welcome on into the world of drawing. I hope it gives you much pleasure. Do you do any type of Viking figures? And should a newbie start? And what figures should you start on? Robert, if you're going to get into drawing and illustration, excellent, by the way. I'd encourage anybody to do this, man. There are some basics, regardless of your style, which is very important to know. I always recommend that you make sure you know the very basics of anatomy. You don't need to know every muscle group, but at least know the basic kind of shapes and lumps of the body and where they all are. So basic anatomy, you need to learn about lighting and shadow and how that works, and you need to learn about perspective. And there's probably some other stuff like what makes for good overall composition on a piece of paper. That's also very helpful. But beyond that, everybody's journey is different. Everybody learns ever so slightly differently. What I generally say to people is, well, what was it that inspired you to actually give drawing a go? And I'm going to take a shot in a dark here, dude. And I'm going to guess that Viking figures might be your jam. So I would say, dude, learn a bit about anatomy and then use that to draw Viking figures. Learn about the structure of a face and draw some Viking faces. Get yourself on it. Especially if you're going to look at loads of historical reference images. Okay, there's not historical photography, but reenactment reference images and loads of stuff like that. And also, dude, there is a manga that I would recommend called Vinland Saga, which is all about, King Canute kind of stuff. So if you get your sweet self into that, have a look through the pages and you can see a load of kind of slightly more anime style representation of Vikings and stuff. And it's also an excellent read. It's a very well put together story. So yeah, dude, you've got loads of options, Robert. Loads of options. Let me know how you're getting on. Morgan Boyer says, do more sexual fic drawings. Morgan, your wish is my command. Especially seeing as YouTube demonetizes all of my fan artworks now, I'm just like, okay, I tried to play it safe, but fuck 'em. Now we're just going to do it sexier and ruder and lewder. We can't go too far because remember, I do genuinely want people of any age to try to get into drawing. So we certainly make it risky and thick, but I don't actually want to put people off either by going like, too crazy down into H-Town. We'll save that sort of really rude stuff for Patreon. But yeah, I do like to walk that line. That's certainly my vibe. The ship that flew. Wow, that sounds like the little car that could. I have arrived, Mikey. Welcome on back in, ship. Also, any chance of you drawing some architecture or landscapes? Perhaps an episode with an emphasis on a background? It's okay to draw a cute girl in the middle of the page if you have your thumbnail, if you're worried. Ship that flew, yeah. Backgrounds, scene setting, architecture. Yes to all these things. We do need to be doing this. Let me Control-C that as well. I've had that suggestion before, but it never hurts to remind me. At the inverse opposite, Ano Hannes says, hey Mikey, hello there dude. Is it bad if I don't do backgrounds? I just draw quick boobs and go to sleep. Oh, and also I eat sometimes. Dude, live your life however you want to, as long as you're not harming others. But the more you draw and the more you push yourself to do stuff you're not comfortable with, the better you're going to get quicker. If you master stuff that you're comfortable with, then you're kind of digging this rut of very good at very one thing. And you're going to make slow but steady progress in that. If you force yourself to learn stuff that you're not comfortable with, it's those moments of making yourself uncomfortable, trying new techniques, new mediums, and new things that you have your biggest personal leaps of progress as an artist. So mixing it up and juggling it around and being a little bit uncomfortable with what you do is kind of the best route to success for most people. But we'll see how you go. Markalai2000 says, mikeymegamega. Hello there, dude. Please do a female Boros. Oh, female Boros from One Punch Man. Yeah, I like that. Which type though? Because there's Boros in the armor, there's Boros attack mode, and there's Boros ultimate technique mode where he's like Super Saiyan. We'll see. And DuckDuckGo says, can you draw a tutorial for the sports body gesture anime? Are you talking about anime characters in sporting moments, doing sporting things? Oh, guys, if anybody's still here, could you let me know? There's a weightlifting anime, and I've forgotten the name. Somebody was saying that there's a weightlifting manga or a weightlifting anime out, and it's all about thick, muscle girls. And recently, whilst I've been doing the Bia fan arts, or because this Pokemon Gym Trainer is a fighter type Pokemon, I've been just grabbing, just in case we do a proper fan art of her in the future, I've grabbed a load of reference pictures of like gym fit girls. So we're talking about girls who it's borderline like Instagram photos, but girls who've got like visible abs and really thick thighs from the gym. Oh my god, I'll tell you what, I'm getting an eyeful. This might be my new kink, everybody. I forget what my last kink was, probably something horrific like animal dildos. This is the new kink now, gym hotties. So we'll see what we're going to do. So, sporting anime stuff and gym fit anime girls. I did do a gym fit anime girl tutorial once back in the day, but we can do some more as well. We'll see how we go. Iron Dragon says, Roundabout. Good song there at the beginning. Yes, Iron Dragon. I'm actually a bit of a Yes boy. My guitar teacher when I was younger got me into Yes, and then I got the Keys to Ascension live album, and it blew my young mind. I'd never heard of prog rock before, and I was just like, whoa, what a journey. But interestingly, that's the very introduction that got me demonetized across YouTube, which I've fought in the background, and which is part of why I started having a break, because YouTube very recently, they've just made changes to their copyright system, which hopefully makes things better, which is great. But everything that happened to me happened before those changes came into place, so I was stuck in the old method. And recently, they've updated their terms of service, and recently as well, YouTube have gone on another recent round of being even more safe for work. So a lot of my older artwork, which used to be okay for YouTube, and remember, it's not sexualized, but, they're all like, oh, it's too sexually suggestive. Basically, I'll draw characters in swimsuits that used to be in anime, like wearing more clothes. But apparently now even that's too hot for YouTube. So they've recently gone around and they've demonetized loads and loads of my older artwork as well, which is mind-blowing. So yeah, YouTube again are trying to be as middle of the road and safe as possible, because the YouTube algorithm and most of their money is built on the fact that it's what children look at, and advertisers want things to be advertiser friendly. It's basically bowing to the most common denominator. And unfortunately, I get the feeling the most common denominator is an easily offended stay-at-home American mum with 6-year-old kids. So if you are that person, I'm not hating, but that attitude, oh, I don't like this. It doesn't support my good, wholesome values. And regardless of what you think is right, I'm the most common denominator. That is what YouTube's bowing to. So you always get these people who are just like, we're making our own YouTube channel, and similar things. People are, I think, recently leaving Twitch for another streaming service and stuff like that. But honestly, I'm not really going anywhere. YouTube's still the best way for me to get in touch with you guys and audience. Twitch, when it comes to live streaming, is still one of the best platforms for that. So I enjoy them both. And the problem is if you make a website like a YouTube alternative or a Twitch alternative, and you market it towards people who aren't marketable for YouTube and Twitch, then you're filling your own website with people who aren't marketable for you. And all these new websites that say things like, hey, we're different, we're a startup, we get to be more edgy, we're your friend. Yeah, companies are all of those things right up until the moment they're not. So you kind of need to be careful of that. All of that intro hype is it's a bit meaningless. I'm a bit wise to the world of business and all that sort of stuff. Hey, can't get partnered with this group? Well, we'll partner you for free and easy. Yeah, well, here's an interesting thing. I could take karate lessons for years and years to try to earn a black belt, or I could quite easily buy a black belt off of eBay. Both of those methods will give me a black belt, but only one of them has any worth or any meaning or any value. Do you know what I mean? You can get partnered quite easily on a dead website. Well done. Can you support yourself streaming? Oh, anyway, that's a completely different conversation. Guys, if any of you guys have got opinions about these. So PewDiePie went to DLive and Ninja went to something else. I forget the name. Do let me know your thoughts, guys, on either of these things. DLive looks like a bit of a dodgy mess. The other website, the Ninja Web 2, does look like it's a bit better organised on a web page at the very least. Anyway, that's a completely side rant. Where are we going with that? I have no idea. Marco983 says, hi Mikey. Hello there, Marco. Marco, first, your tutorials have helped me a great deal and your art is second to none. Oh, dude, that's too kind, man. Thank you for saying. There are a million better art. Well, there are at least 200 better artists than me on YouTube. And off the top of my head, I could recommend at least 20 of them for doing better drawing tutorials as well. But thank you very much for including me in that crowd. I do appreciate it. I've always been good at art in general. Nice. But I'm the sort of guy that's great at drawing what I see. Oh, you've got a good eye and good technical skill. I know exactly what you mean. However, drawing from imagination has always been an uphill struggle. Dude, that's been a bit of my story as well, really. If you have any particular tips, that'd be great. I do, but I can't run you through the full talk down right now. I will be putting some more tutorials and guides together on these topics, though. I'm looking to join your Patreon at some point, but I don't know what tier to pick, and would love you to draw something to do with Sinon and SAO. Oh, Sinon from Sword Art Online. She's my favourite. I've got a thing for girls with blue hair. Anyway, sorry for the essay, and keep up the good work. No, you're cool, dude. I'm going to copy that. Sword Art Online anime. I think that's the one that really didn't do it for me. But we'll have a look at that character nonetheless. Joining my Patreon, any support is gratefully appreciated. Remember, we are doing Patreon catch-up, but I will stop saying that for the newbies, because like I say, I'm going to do the most current month next. So anybody who joins going forward, it's going to be flawless, and then I'm just apologising to a smaller and smaller crowd as we make our way going backwards as well. So I'm going to two-for it in two directions. It's probably the smartest idea, and I probably should have actually done that at the start of this year, but I've only just come up with this idea recently when I moved into the new studio, fresh start and all that sort of stuff. Bling Blang says, only 300 episodes left. Wait, what? And Jose Sincero says, Mikey, can you do a tutorial on anime characters running? Yeah, so obviously we just had a request just a few comments ago about sportier characters. Guys, as ever, any requests, any types of things that you want to learn or see about, let me know and I'll try to do some research and see what we can do. Edgelord wants me to do Alex Fierro from Magnus Chase. Control-C, Control-V, thank you. And Belinda Dixon says, oh my god, yay, I love this. I've had this game for a while sitting on my PlayStation 4, waiting till I get out of the army and have some time off. Belinda, I hope you get some spare time away from the military anytime soon and get your sweet self into Final Fantasy VI. Undertale is also a must. Great artwork as usual. Thank you, JVC500 OMC. Undertale, actually, I was going to control copy that. Undertale I've already got on my must-play of indie games list, thanks to some earlier suggestions. Albedo de Overlord, or Albedo from Overlord, says Freddy the Spartan. Strongly requested character. And Staconia says, at 50 minutes 30 seconds of the last episode, I was thinking you were going with something like, if you're getting up there in age, having a midlife crisis, out of shape, heavy breathing, do not worry, you too still can travel like a sparring young lad in his 20s. Oh wait, something along those lines is what I was thinking you were taking that as. I'm not sure what I said back then, but I was probably talking about maybe Mikey on Tour, which is basically the other channel that I'm going to be kicking into gear. I'm just doing some practice runs recently. It's all about being me, a slightly overweight, slightly out of breath guy these days. I'm trying to get fit and healthy again, I promise. Can you still go travelling around, but do you want to do it with a touch more luxury? Like, you're happy to spend 5 days of a week going around the hostels and meeting a load of random people and just touring it up. But maybe the weekend you also want to book yourself into a nice hotel so that you can put your feet up in the spa day and relax and actually, render some videos in the background and then go back to the hostel vibe and is there kind of like a really fun travel method of mixing up those two vibes? So yeah, that's what I'm going to be messing around with in the future. Soccer wants some Sekiro fan art. Soccer, do not worry, in the background, might not be the next fan art piece, but in the background I've already started a gender-bent Sekiro fan art piece, so watch this space. And Benjamin Glitzer says, hey Mikey, hello there Benjamin. Yay, my first ever comment on here got read last week. Oh dude, you're 2 for 2 now. I really like the artwork in the background and I tried to draw the first character myself. Oh, thank you. Also, you should play Five Nights at Freddy's. No. Thank you for the suggestion. I'll stop you right there, Benjamin. That game looks like it's jump scare terrifying. And, we're already playing, I'm still playing Dead Space 2 on Twitch. And, I've only got so many heartbeats left in me before I die. And when I play games like that, man, it shaves years off my life. It really messes me up. So maybe, but we'll see what we go. There's now 8 different games in the series and a VR. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm not going to play Five Nights at Freddy's VR, that's for sure. It's definitely worth a try because it's a really scary indie horror. Dude, I've got to wash my hands of that one. I'm so sorry. I was thinking of playing a VR. What was that other really horrible one? What's the game where you're running around? I don't know what it's about, but you have to look through a camera and save your camera battery for night vision or something, and you get chased by a big horror guy. I was tempted of doing that in VR, but just for charity or something, because it looks so terrifying. I wouldn't actually play it of my own volition otherwise. And John the Artist says, hello Mikey. Hello John. Yeah, I've had the tablet for about a few months now and it's pretty good. Oh fuck, you've just reminded me. I've finally got my tablet, my XP Pen giveaway tablet, bounced back from Brazil. So I need to get back in touch with that winner and see if they still want me to resend it to them. That's just a side note for me. Anyway, I got it on sale from Amazon. Sadly, I had to get my drawing glove from a third-party site, wish.com. However, it's all in all a great experience so far. I've done some artwork and I'm thoroughly impressed. Dude, I'm really glad, John, that you're liking it. Get yourself all in that digital vibe. And dude, crack on with the artwork, good sir. Crack on. Crack on, child. Okay, guys, I think that is it. And so, of course, what you've been seeing on screen for this last bit is the delicious patrons on Patreon who've been making all of this possible. So thank you so much, you lovely individuals. And of course, let us wrap up by saying a great big cheeky shout out to last month's patrons, including but not limited to Stephen F, Anthony C, Ryder2KX, Michael P, Carlos R, Fabio, Akumu Arts, Jamie, Melissa, Zahaki and Brendan J. Thank you so much, guys. Of course, we have much to do, we being me, but we're all getting it lined up, and I hope you guys have a bloody lovely week. Any questions, thoughts, or comments, get yourself all written up below, and I'll see you next time around. Take care.
Mikey, mega, oh baby, give me one more chance to show you that I love you. Won't you please let me back in your heart?